Okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so hello everyone, and thank you for having me. My name is Matt Sevits. I'm a digital marketer for DOWL, which is a local engineering firm. I'm going to talk for a few minutes about what digital marketing looks like specifically within a context of the architecture, engineering, and construction industry, which might be a little bit different than you'd expect. It's a little bit, different kind of digital marketing. But first, a little bit about me. I am 35 years old, born and raised in Springfield. Went to Thurston High School. No pressure, no competition there. Graduated from the U of O. You can see my twin brother there. He lives in Denver now, but he's also happens to be in marketing communications. I am the proud roommate slash dad slash servant of a 1-year-old cat named Captain Chocolate Chip Love Muffin, or Muffin for short. You can see her there looking a little derpy. And then I've been at DOWL since 2009, which gives me a little more than a decade of experience working in marketing, though I haven't been in the digital side of things that whole time. But a while, so hence the old man with the cane. I feel like an old man in the industry at this point. But a little bit about DOWL. We are, long story short, we're a bunch of engineers. We have just over 400 employees scattered all across Alaska, Oregon, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, and Arizona. And we often refer to ourselves as a full service firm because we work on a very wide range of engineering and infrastructure projects across the Pacific Northwest, from design and construction to master planning, environmental permitting, surveying, all the odds and ends that go into making these projects happen. To give you an idea what that looks like, I've got some pictures here to show you some of our work, including some local projects you might recognize. In the right-hand corner there, you can see the Delta Ponds pedestrian bridge, which crosses over Delta Highway near the Valley River Center. We designed that one, and we like to think of it as one of our sort of showcase projects because it's not it stands out so much, but also because bridges and roads are a big part of what we do. And chances are, if it's a bridge in Eugene or Springfield, we designed it all the way back from 1966 to now. Really, almost every bridge in town we have either designed or worked on in some way. I also threw an airport in there. Our Washington, Alaska offices work with airports and Boeing a lot. Then in the middle is a elevated water tank where we actually worked with the city of Vancouver, Washington to take a look at all their tanks, see if they're going to stand up in an earthquake, and then give them recommendations for how to strengthen them and things like that. And then a few more projects. You can see Gateway Street in Springfield on the left-hand side there, which we did a whole process to help repave it and strengthen the pavement to deal with the heavier buses with the MX system. Then there's a dam project there in the middle and a large highway interchange in Alaska. And then some more sort of civil engineering and structural. We've got a master planning community there in the Portland area that we worked on. So how does marketing work within the engineering field? It's a little different. And sort of, what Aaron was talking about earlier, a lot of marketing has to do with selling a product. Well, within my field, we're not selling a product to consumers. What we're selling is a service, AKA engineering, to governments and other clients who need to hire the pros. So for instance, if the Oregon Department of Transportation needs to design and build a new highway or bridge, we're the ones they want. The same goes for the city of Eugene, who owns the various bike paths, trails, and bridges around town, as well as bridges on city streets like the Ferry Street Bridge, which we worked on. We actually recently took an inventory of every single bridge in Eugene and ranked them in terms of most likely to least likely to withstand an earthquake. So the city can start planning now, and they'll use our ranking to help determine which bridges to fix, replace, reinforce, in the hopes of minimizing the amount of damage that occurred during an earthquake. And then there's eWeb, who usually needs someone to design a water tank, a sewer line, or a water pump. But the gist of it is we're the pros, we're the engineers who know how to design these things. So we're selling the fact that we can do this for whoever needs that service. Our clients, you can see, are government entities, utilities, people like that, not your average shopper on Amazon or Instagram. And so because of that, we have to really sort of change the way we market ourselves. And that's where I come in, tailoring our communication to sell our services online. Since I am the in-house digital guy, I manage all of our digital platforms like our website, our Vimeo channel, our intranet site, which is basically just a social network for employees, and then of course our social media. I touch a lot of different aspects of our communications, which means I dabble in a little bit of graphic design, video editing, production, advertising, a lot of writing and editing, branding, and recruiting. In the professional services arena, AKA the engineering industry, we really have two main ways that we sell ourselves. One is via written proposals and online. Proposals are basically like a long form resume where we provide our experience and qualifications in hopes that someone like eWeb will pick us to design their project. I'm involved with them to an extent, but I'm going to focus on the meat and potatoes of my specific job title, which is the online portion of our marketing. This is where we make it look like DOWL is an attractive place to work because we want to attract the brightest and best engineering talent to come work with us. So you might have noticed that I shifted there a little bit away from our clients, and now I'm talking about potential employees. And that's because, the key to good marketing is knowing who your audience is. And if you don't know who you're selling to, then you can't really create the right message to sell to them. Through our research, and by looking at things like our analytics and things like that, we know that when DOWL is selling ourselves online, we don't gain new clients and new business. When we're selling ourselves online, our main audience is potential new employees. We need to make sure that our marketing is sending the right message to people who might be interested in applying for a job at DOWL. So we're not even selling our service at that point. We're really just selling our people, our work, and ourselves at a workplace. So then my job is to make engineering look fun, which no pressure there, right? It can be kind of dry. It's a challenge for sure, but I'm going to show you some of the ways we do this. Our main avenue for marketing ourselves, as you might expect, is our website. I've got a little screenshot of it there. It's the one place where we talk about all the work we do. So the people working here, and then of course, all the fun stuff like contact info, address, locations, and things like that. But I'm going to click through to it just a second here. I think I'm showing the wrong screen.
We got to note we have 3 minutes. No pressure.
Okay, I'll skip going to the website then. 1 second here. Okay. So one of the things you'll notice though is that we're an engineering firm, but the first thing you see when you come to our website is people. That's because we're not just black and white designs on a paper or a computer screen. When you come to work here, you want to know who you'll be working with. So we make sure that we show who we are. We're the people who create these projects. We're the ones that make these, large scale infrastructure projects happen. And so we really have to custom tailor our marketing toward that. Here's an example of some social media content that we created. Again, to go back to the recruiting angle, we wanted to show who our people are. We want to really highlight our employees, especially in the era of COVID. We're all more disconnected than ever. And so we created this format. It's 6 images that, they work okay on their own. So we can post it to Twitter, to Facebook, to LinkedIn. But then it really shines on Instagram where these will be seamless and you can swipe through them and it looks like one big, long, continuous, slide essentially. And so, before COVID, I would actually travel with our camera and go interview some of our staff and do little profiles on them that way. Can't do that now. But it was fun because it's a way to get to know people. We would talk about their work, their life outside of work, and just share it internally and externally because we're spread out across 6 different states. We're trying to make connections, get everyone to know each other, and then recruit people who want to come work with us. And then, of course, showing the work we do is always great. This is a project in Astoria that won a big engineering award. And so by showing that, hey, our project won awards, we get awarded for doing this, it's another cool way to attract people to us. It doesn't help that it's cool projects in Astoria. And winning a work never gets old. So that's kind of nice. This one was pretty cool because it has more of a community element to it. We all know about the fire that ravaged the area upriver last summer and fall. And we really have established ourselves as experts in covered bridge restoration and wooden bridge restoration. And so the county asked us to go up and check on the good pasture and bond up covered bridges after the fires. And so we sent a crew up there to inspect them, make sure they're okay, and they are. And we put together this little video. It's just a screenshot here, but it was a video we posted on social media to show, that we did this and to say, hey, these bridges are fine. We went out and looked at them and they'll be okay. And so that was a cool thing. And then because we're based in Alaska, you never know what's going to happen. Like this time that a moose decided to crash a trick-or-treating party and we happened to get it on video. Or my boss who had a bear inside her house. It's just kind of wild. And so this was a fun opportunity where we put this video together, put it on social media, and just kind of, this is a crazy cool thing that happened in Alaska and only in Alaska. So I think that's all I had. What we don't do, but we're almost out of time. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's the people that make DOWL great. We really focus on that because we're not selling a product, we're selling people. And that is all I had. So thank you.
Thank you so much. That was perfect timing, you both. And I really just appreciate you presented a really enticing view of the marketing work that you do. You have
Thank you.
me interested, maybe a second career.